Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love Norfolk so. Well, boys and girls, this is a special day, so there'll be no initial rant as I normally open my videos with, because it's Boxing Day. It's cold, it's damp, and it's dank. Now, I don't celebrate Christmas, so I'm here 8 o'clock in the morning, Boxing Day, to actually go for a walk. This walk is about an hour long, but I've condensed it down to about 15 minutes. Now, hopefully, I won't be alone on this walk, but I'm hoping that a friend of mine will actually join me on the walk and we'll have a chat together. Cool, you made me jump, Freya. Did you have to sneak up behind me like that? This then, boys and girls, is Freya. I've known her since she was 16 years old, but she's a bit camera shy. How did you get here, Freya? Did you come by train? Is that 40-odd tonner that you're always roaring about in? How's the old man? Is he alright? Really, Freya? Oh, congratulations. I take it it's a boy. What's his name? Unusual name that though, Freya, surely. So you say you brought the lorry, where are you off to then? Okay. Brick hurling? Well, never heard of that one. How does that work then? Well, don't they get hurt? Freya, what is your husband's name? You only ever call him my old man. Look at the fields, Freya. To me they look lovely even like this. Now Freya, I want you to be quiet for a minute or two while I tell the viewers their joke of the day. Now old Betty, she wanders into a thrift shop, a junk shop, and on the floor she sees an old tea chest, full up of old pots and pans and other bits and pieces. Now she has a rummage about inside this, and she comes out with this little brass lantern, very old. Anyway, she rubs a bit of dust off it, and sure enough, out comes the genie. And the genie says, Betty, you can have 3 wishes, but we warn, everything you wish for will be amplified 10 times for your husband, alright? So Betty has a think, and she says, alright, I wish for £1 million. £1 million, yes. And what happens? Poof. She gets £1 million, but her husband gets £10 million. Anyway, she says, okay then, for my second wish, she says, I'm an old lady, I want to be young and stunningly beautiful again. And the genie says, yeah, poof, just like that. But remember, your husband is also very young and very beautiful. In fact, women are likely to faint in the street when they see him. So you've got one wish left, Betty. What is it to be? And Betty has a think for a minute and she says, I wish for a mild heart attack. Now, do you like the music? If you don't like the music, tell me about it. But back when I was a teenager in the East End of London, this type of music was very, very popular indeed, by all colours. Everybody loved it. We used to buy these Trojan albums, West Indian music, Trinidad and Jamaica, 14 and sixpence for a full album. Don't forget, Bob Marley hadn't been invented at this time. If you get a chance, seek out some albums which are titled Rock Steady, alright, got it? Very early. Reggae, the word reggae hadn't been invented. Now it might surprise you to know there wasn't any of that race shit that we've got nowadays. We all got on together, we never saw colour, none of us did. I know some of the lodging houses put up bars to say no blacks, but they also said no Irish as well. But seriously, we all got on together. We went to West Indian clubs, we had a bloody great time. A typical West Indian house party could last 7 days. You went to work and then you went back to the party in the evening. Now let me tell you fellas, unless you've danced with a West Indian girl, you haven't danced with a woman. These girls have got places and bits that ordinary girls don't have. And they can move them in some very strange ways, let me tell you. Now this was a time of the Mods and Rockers. Now you know your history, don't you? The Mods and the Rockers, two separate fractions. I'll go more into this as I go through later episodes, but I can tell you now, I was a full-blown 18-carat mod. Complete with a 1963 Lambretta GT 200, fully dressed up with a padded crankshaft, and the bloody thing would do 90 miles an hour. Absolutely lethal, but what laughs. Speedo cable was permanently broken because the speedo only went up to 70. All chrome everywhere, 14 spotlights on the front and about 20 mirrors. Absolute hilarious. There used to be a big cafe under the railway arches at Bethnal Green Station, and some nights you'd see 300 or 400 mods all gathered there, and then someone would shout out Margate, and that would be it. All 400 of us go to Margate. Or Southend, pronounced Sarf, S-A-R-F, Southend. Mohair or worsted suit underneath a USAF Parker, dressed up with fluorescent paint, saying things like the Clan or the Mob or some such thing. Anyway, Freya, did you say that you can hurl these house bricks 80 feet? Seriously? 80 feet? Anyway, Freya, tell the viewers a little bit about your past, you know, how we met and all that sort of thing. I see you've had some tattoos done, Freya, but isn't it supposed to say love on the left hand knuckles and hate on the right hand knuckles, or am I wrong? see you've got a little tattoo under your left eye. What is it? I'll have to lean in a bit, see a bit. Oh, I see. It's a flaming skull. I see. What's that for? What's the initiation then? Even if we see it, how are you going to catch it? So, my dear viewer, before you start reaching for the vomit bowl and thinking this is all far-fetched, that's not actually true. Back in the old days, the old travelling or Romany families used to treat this as quite a common dish. And our lovely Freya, she actually comes from true Romany stock. Now, I'm known to a big Romany family. I've known them for years. They come round once or twice a year and I always put my hand in my pocket and give them 20 or 30 quid. The reason for that is it's insurance. None of your stuff ever gets touched if you do this, because they mark your property with a special secret sign which says Friends of the Gypsies. And that's all there is to it. You look after them, they don't rob off of you. Simple really. And strangely, once you start a relationship like this with a travelling family, you become theirs. They sort of own you, so no other family approaches you. Now, back when I was a kid, 7 or 8 years of age, I was packed off to Norfolk to stay with my mum's sister. I was put on a train at Liverpool Street with a piece of cardboard attached to my collar, and I, of course, would be met by my auntie and uncle when we got to Norwich Station. The guard was always given 10 shillings to sit next to me basically and keep an eye on me while I was going. You compare that to today, could you send an 8-year-old on a train 100 miles? I doubt it very much. Now, back in the day, the cars were like tanks. They had half-inch thick steel bumpers on them. They were huge. Well, they seemed to be huge because I was only a little kid. But my uncle, it wasn't unusual for him to drive into the bushes or swerve across the road trying to get some pheasant or other. Or rabbits. Rabbits hung profusely in our pantry. Of course, there was no such thing as a refrigerator or freezer back in those days. They had a little meat safe made out of a sort of perforated zinc. But the basics were that you ate it as soon as you found it, so to speak. But nothing ever got wasted. The offal, guts, eyeballs, everything went into a huge boiling pot for the animals, the dogs and the cats. And on a dining table sat a small ashtray, and that was where you spat out the lead shot, yes, I said it, lead shot into the ashtray. Not unusual. Now, I think all the local wildlife have heard that Freya was coming, because there ain't a squirrel or anything else actually to be seen, not even a pigeon for some reason. Now, on the same subject, many years later, I was in my mid-20s and I lived in mid-Norfolk, and I lived next door to Fred. And Fred had the biggest, fattest, blackest Labrador you've ever seen in your life. Every evening, Fred and this old Labrador would wander across the lane to where there was a meadow on the other side of the road. And Fred would make this strange noise in his throat. and every rabbit for half a mile would stick its head up. Fred would pop one off with his 410 shotgun, and that old black lab used to go and pick it up for its tea. Wonderful sight to see, let me tell you. Now, old Fred was a real old Norfolk character. I'll tell you a lot more stories about Fred in later episodes. Now, when we get to the railway bridge just up here, that'll be the end of our walk. But Freya, it's been an absolute delight to see you again, and I'm glad that you and your family are all doing so well. Although the viewers of this video know that you're not actually real Freya, I can guarantee you that some of them will start imagining what you look like, and that image will be stuck in their mind. And of course, that makes you real, doesn't it? I'll see you, Freya. You have a happy new year, girl, won't you? So, I get an awful lot of things just walking up and down. See ya.